Here you draw Italy. And yourself, who are you? To interpret someone else's culture. But myself, then I have been in this culture for about 10 years. And not just as a tourist. And quite myself, very actively moving. In Italy, there is some recognition. She's totally not comparable, of course, with recognition in Russia. But also Italian social networks work well for me. A huge amount of practice in a professional context. In architecture and landscape. Constant travel in Italy, and up in Italy to rich regions, and down in Italy to the Mari regions. This whole story started with 2015. It has been going on for almost 10 years. I saw Italy in completely different cuts, saw completely different people. People would visit very different situations, and I really like this country. I like Italy no less than Russia. Both of these countries I sincerely and fully love. And Italian culture is totally not alien to me. She is practically dear to me, just like Russian culture. And if you like Italian culture, write in the comment, like, repost or follow. My name is Eduard Kichigin. In what way painting about the city can change your perception of the world? You see the city always from one point, from a human point of view. Artists also serve the city from this perspective. They don't need to rise above the situation. They don't need to comprehend the city from other positions. They'll give you recognizable pics. They will give you emotions. My paintings show you a different vision of people who think not in pictures, but scales, who think manipulation, which spread structures. They can withstand millennia. This is what you can see only in the design activities of large architects. This approach fundamentally distinguishes my work from other people's works who draw. I got out of a completely different business, from a different approach to logic, forming an image on a sheet for other tasks. To me, it's not for funny cute pictures. To me, it's behind the paintings of that. How can people think on millennial scales, expressing themselves in unthinkably expensive creativity? Formation and planning of cities. Nothing can be stronger and more expensive. Nothing in this world compares in labor cost, historical drama and involvement in the process. Millions of people, many millions more will live their lives associating myself with this creativity. What ancient architects did. Highest degree of strength, highest degree of manipulation. That's what my paintings are about. See the gallery of paintings in the profile, cap and description. Video, like, repost, subscription. Why are you drawing Milan Cathedral on your merch? For example, not the Hermitage or the Kremlin. The Hermitage and the Kremlin will be 100% in the future. I am slowly working on this story, and so life turned out that near Milan Cathedral I was much more often than near the Kremlin. Most often, of course, I see the Hermitage, then by frequency Milan Cathedral. And the Kremlin, in fact, I have seen 3 times in my life. Most of my life is related to Italy, with working in an architectural landscape studio, the Italian studio, which in turn works all over the world. And that's my big background in putting in my works, including in merch. And my merch, unlike my big paintings, is relatively acceptable. Few people can afford my paintings. I buy a t-shirt or a water bottle featuring Italian architecture. I think anyone can afford. Well, Milan is some exotic for us. Therefore, on the first examples of my merch, Italian architecture, links to my shop you can see in the description video and in the profile cap. Like, my name is Eduard Kichigin. Why don't you do full illustrations, but only sketches? Because it's very simple, quickly and efficiently. You can bother very much over the drawing, but then it is completely unclear why it is complicating your drawing. There's no way you're increasing the chances of a sale. Project ideas, and in my sketches usually this is the task. We show the concept from this side, make a small description until we find a common language with the client. Common visions. This common vision in no way depends on that. How long and carefully do you work through the picture? So full illustrations, they are on the contrary helpless compared to sketches. You to a full illustration, or on render, or on a 3D model, you spend a huge amount of time. You spend minutes on a sketch, sometimes even seconds. So I can't see a point in full illustrations. Full illustrations are for artwork, for solving practical work problems in DESIC, just simple sketches. Exactly a simple sketching technique. Such simple sketches are completely clogged. My sketchbooks are working, and by them there is excellent learning. In the profile, cap and the description of the video, like, repost or follow. My name is Eduard Kichigin.